The curse has been lifted. Cadillac has finally become successful in the World Endurance Championship. During Sunday's incredible Rolex 6 Hours of Sao Paulo, Cadillac stormed to a phenomenal victory in the hypercar class. And not only did they secure their first overall victory in the championship, but the American brand achieved a 1-2 result. But how exactly did Cadillac pull off this incredible achievement? And what does this accomplishment truly mean for them? Well, those topics and so much more are exactly what I'll break down in this video. Right up until this 6-hour endurance race in Sao Paulo, Brazil, Cadillac had been racing in the WEC for 3 seasons. They first entered in 2023 and brought their new at the time LMDH Challenger, which continues to feature a 5.5-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine and is based upon a Dallara chassis. And the V Series R allowed the manufacturer to make their return to the 24 Hours of Le Mans for the first time since 2002 when they raced this car, the Northstar LMP. Since the debut of this fan-favorite hypercar, Cadillac has enjoyed major success over in IMSA, such as claiming the overall championship in 2023 with the Whelen Engineering Action Express crew. But despite a 3rd place finish at Le Mans in 2023, for the first 2 seasons, the GM-backed brand hasn't had the same success in the World Endurance Championship compared to the IMSA WeatherTech Series. Although in 2025, Cadillac's stats in the Endurance Series would ultimately change, especially with the arrival of Hertz Team Jota. Before coming to Brazil and securing this historic victory, at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, Cadillac Hertz Team Jota would qualify on the overall pole position and would start the race in 1st and 2nd places. And despite having a difficult race at La Sarthe, where the highest finishing position for the team would be 5th, at last here in Brazil, Cadillac would finally pick up a more successful result. And they truly deserved it. But how exactly did this happen? Well, one factor that a lot of people are pointing out is of course the changes to the balance of performance for this race. According to the BOP chart, Cadillac had the 3rd most powerful car on the grid and the 3rd lightest, just behind the Peugeot 9X8 and the Aston Martin Valkyrie. And with major rivals Toyota and Ferrari heavily affected, the Interlagos circuit benefiting the V Series R, and Hertz Team Jota being a strong performing team with excellent strategy and experience, Cadillac ultimately became frontrunners here in Sao Paulo. Just like at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in Hyperpole, Alex Lynn qualified on pole position in the number 12 Cadillac V Series R with a 1 minute 22.570 lap time, while Sebastian Bourdais would qualify on the front row in the number 38 car. However, because of a penalty, the Cadillac would drop a place for the race start due to impeding one of the Peugeot 9X8 hypercars, thus allowing the number 5 Porsche Penske to start in 2nd place. Once the green flags were waved for the 6-hour endurance race in Sao Paulo, Lynn's teammate Will Stevens held the lead in the number 12 Cadillac, and heading into the Decina del Lago corner at turn 4, the entire top 5 in the hypercar class would stay the same. However, we got deja vu from the Le Mans 24 Hour as Julian Andlauer in the number 5 Porsche took the lead from the Cadillac and started to build up a gap to the Cadillacs behind. During the opening laps, it became clear that the battle for the win would mainly be between Cadillac and Porsche. And with the number 5 car extending the lead and even pulling away from the 2 V Series R entries, there was fear from Cadillac fans that Porsche might have the best chance to win this race. However, as the race progressed, Cadillac Hertz Team Jota were still in the fight, and eventually they became the dominating team over Porsche Penske Motorsport. Besides the threat from Porsche Penske, particularly from the number 5 car, Cadillac's only setback on the way to the win came in the form of a drive-through penalty for the number 12 Cadillac, which dropped it down to 4th temporarily and behind the number 94 Peugeot 9X8. But the Cadillac would soon reclaim the podium spot from the Peugeot and get back in contention for the win later on. Despite leading the race in the beginning stages, with around 5 hours to go, Julian Andlauer started to lose pace to the V Series R entries, and the number 5 Porsche Penske Motorsport 963 was soon overtaken for the lead by Earl Bamber in the number 38 Cadillac at turn 1, with a sensational move from the Australian around the outside heading into the Senna S's. Eventually, a fascinating undercut strategy moved Alex Lynn in the pole-sitting number 12 Cadillac into the race lead, ahead of the number 38 Cadillac. And after that, the American brand pretty much led the race overall from that point onward. Now, even though Porsche Penske Motorsport put up a strong fight with Hertz Team Jota, they couldn't re-overtake the leading number 12 Cadillac, which was now being piloted by Formula E racer Norman Nato. But Julian Andlauer in the number 5 Porsche did get close to taking second away from the number 38 V Series R, with the gap getting as close as 1.1 seconds. Up at the front though, on the final lap, as I alluded to, there would be no change for first position, as the checkered flag would be shown for Cadillac and Hertz Team Jota, as Norman Nato brought the number 12 car to victory lane, as he and his teammates Alex Lynn and Will Stevens would take the overall win at the Rolex 6 Hours of Sao Paulo in 2025. Lynn, Stevens, and Nato's V Series R gave Cadillac their first ever victory in the World Endurance Championship. And not only did they get the win, but Sebastian Bourdais in the number 38 car would ultimately hold on to second place from the charging Porsche 963 behind, and allow Cadillac to celebrate a 1-2 result in Sao Paulo. Here in Brazil, Hertz Team Jota also proved that moving to run the factory Cadillac entries was the right decision, as they claimed their second overall WEC victory after winning their first at Spa last year when they were running a customer Porsche 963. Just like for Jota, Will Stevens would claim his second overall victory here in the WEC after winning at Spa for the team together with Callum Ilott, who now races in IndyCar, while pole sitter Alex Lynn celebrated his first overall victory in the championship. As for Norman Nato, this would be his third overall victory and fourth win in the series, with the 2 other overall victories coming in Shanghai, China and Austin, Texas in the USA, when he raced for Rebellion in the R13 in the LMP1 category. By winning this race in Brazil, Cadillac not only made history with this accomplishment, but they now end the domination from Ferrari in 2025, after the Italian marque won 4 consecutive times. And the American manufacturer has also created a new statistic. Cadillac now becomes the first brand since 2022, other than Toyota, Ferrari, or Porsche, to win in the hypercar class. The last manufacturer to win in this category other than those 3 I mentioned was Alpine, when they won the 6 Hours of Monza in 2022 with the A480 and beat brands like Toyota, Peugeot, and Glickenhaus. And by the way, Glickenhaus would have likely won that race in Monza if it wasn't for a mechanical issue. But keep in mind that when the Alpine won at Monza and before at Sebring, that car was classified as a grandfathered LMP1 machine and not a hypercar either under LMH or LMDH. But moving on, and I'm curious to know what you think about this. Now that Cadillac has won overall in the World Endurance Championship, would you consider them a front-running brand in the hypercar class from this point onward? Or was this just a one-off win? And what do you think about this 1-2 result for the team at Interlagos? Are you happy to see that Cadillac Hertz Team Jota have finally achieved success in the WEC? Well, be sure to let me know all your thoughts in the comments below.